Whoa, 'cause I'm the Oogie Boogie Man. What's up, Victoria? It's me, Victoria, and we're still continuing down this palette series. If you are new to me or new to this series, basically I'm feeling really disillusioned by the makeup industry at large, like the way they're all behaving, the brands, people, everyone, just like everyone's just behaving so poorly, and with the state of the world and the state of the United States, which is where I live. So I'm just kind of feeling like big bummer energy. So I'm just playing with makeup. I have a testing drawer full of makeup that I haven't featured a ton on my channel, or I have featured a lot on my channel. Basically what I'm trying to do is use all of the eyeshadow palettes I have in my testing drawer just to get an opinion on them. And I think at the end of the series I'll do one additional video and kind of recap which palettes I'm more interested in keeping around for a little bit longer, and probably declutter some as well. Anyway, if you are new here, I would love for you to hit the subscribe button. It's right there. Hit the like button while you're down there as well. And also please check out my pinned comment to directly support people in Gaza. If you have the means to support them, please feel free to do so. This is from Lethal Cosmetics. This is their Dexter collaboration. They sent this to me in PR. This is the, no, it was the first time. This is the first time Lethal ever sent me PR. And I don't know that this video will go up in time for you to use the code that they gave me. I'm not sure anyone used my code, but that's okay. That's not what I'm about. I'm not here to try to sell you a million things. However, Lethal is no longer shipping to the United States. They are figuring out how they're going to ship. Basically what I've seen from a lot of international brands, save the Chinese brands, that I've seen a lot of brands looking to switching to UPS or FedEx. However, Lethal does have a US retailer. It's Camera Ready Cosmetics. I'm not affiliated with them in any way. I don't know what Camera Ready carries from them. I don't know if they carry the singles, because Lethal has a pretty good selection of singles. So I don't know what they carry, but if you are needing to get your Lethal fix, that's one way to do it. This collab is weird because I guess I didn't know that Dexter was coming back again. And my understanding is that not once, but twice this series failed to finish in a way that felt satisfactory to people. And that's why they're doing this newer season. I don't know if it's gonna go for more than one season. Hopefully it's a limited series. We need to put them 6 feet under. Don't spoil 6 feet under. I haven't watched all of it. I've seen some of it, but I do want to finish it at some point in my life. When did I watch the first season on DVD? More than a decade ago at this point. I think my uncle was still alive, so no, it wouldn't mean that he'd be dead. So my uncle is dead. So, I mean, that's still more than 10 years ago because I got the DVDs from his DVD collection. Darkness. Anyway, they sent this to me in PR. This palette setup is interesting. I don't think I've used this on camera. I think I've had a look on with it on camera. I've used it a couple of times in my free time. But I just want to talk about the packaging really quick. So it has this like faux wood look to it, but it's very light. It's not made of wood. It would be very expensive to make something of wood. Wood's so expensive. Real wooden furniture is so expensive. The craftsmanship is also expensive. So real wood furniture by a real craftsperson, very expensive. I mean, I want people to get paid their worth. And anyway, all that being said, it's not wood. So it's kind of like this cardboard covering thing. Like, it's like, I don't know. It's like, I don't know. I imagine that 5 years down the line, this outside packaging will be unappealing to touch. Anyway, you get this big long mirror in it, which could have just saved us the money, kept the mirror, saved yourself some money. Here's what the palette looks like. Very red, very bloody. Dexter, blood spatter. I think I watched the first season of Dexter. I love this portion of this palette. I mean, if you just watched my Ellis Atlantis Bun Bunny video, you'll know that these shades are very appealing to me. I'm going to challenge myself to use the reds. I think what I want to do is like do a cut crease. Very brave, very bold of me to do a cut crease. But I think that is what I would like to do. Oh, I want to say this before I forget to ask. Did anyone else buy one of these? And if you do, does yours always pop open in the drawers? Because I always find mine like this. This is the Patrick Ta duo. Anyway, just wondering if that happens to anyone else, because it's what happens to me. Ooh, I'm gonna put on lip balm while we're here, while we're thinking about it. What am I looking in here? Oh, I didn't tell you. I'm like, what am I looking in here for? As if you would know, because I don't even know. Okay, let's start with lip balm. Just gonna continue using the Edam Le Chouchou. Le Chouchou. It was PR. This is in the shade Boba Bounce. I really like this stuff. I'm afraid to say it. I don't think I'm Addison pilled. I haven't. I've never really been. I think Diet Pepsi's a good song, though. Untouched XO. young love, let's go. Oh, excuse me, what? When we drive in your car, I'm your baby. Losing all my innocence in the backseat. It's me stuck in my head. Anyway, just in case you hear background noise today, the child, the ominous child, he got his tonsils out yesterday, and we've been having ebbs and flows of big feelings, so that's a possibility. Also, everyone's here. His father's here, Tiff's here, everyone's here. So, I told them I was filming, but also, we really can't control how the child might react to anything, so if you hear him, that's it. He's just recovering. He's in recovery. I didn't have my tonsils out when I was a kid. I guess it's very unlikely, I guess, at this point in my life where I couldn't encounter a reason where I would need them to be out at this point. Anyway, all that being said, it's just like he's already talking, and I guess I would think that my throat would be sore, but maybe it's not. If you've had your tonsils out, let me know. Okay, so I think I'm gonna do a smoky outside with these shades, and then I'm going to use the reds on the cut crease. I like Lethal's formula. Like I said, I've used this a couple of times. I'm not really like an art person, meaning like, I don't use, my only art medium is my face and makeup. But the way that their eyeshadows apply are almost like what I feel like drawing with charcoal is like, because I have used that a couple of times whenever I like took art classes in middle and high school, and I feel like it's a very similar application. Like, it's like it starts as like an essence of a color and then it builds really nicely. They're very easily controllable. I had one of the collabs that Teresa did with Lethal, the first one, and I don't remember which one that was. It's either the Lethal is Dead or Lethal, Teresa is Lethal. It was the first one, so whichever one came first. And it was like, I think the more alien one, not the more horror-y one, if that makes sense. I might be wrong. So what I recall from that palette is I liked the mattes, but Teresa and I like very different types of eyeshadow and different types of eyeshadow colors. But I was really into Teresa's content, and so that's why I bought it. And I wanted to try the brand. And it was like the last thing I bought before my 6-month no-buy when I started this channel. Anyway, I remember liking the mattes. I just like didn't love any of the colors in that palette, which is more of a retrospective knowledge that I have. I was into color at the time, but not so much anymore. Anyway, having colors in their formula of mattes that I really enjoy is really nice because I just find them like kind of just like you don't really have to think too hard when you're putting on Lethal mattes. They're just really nice. They're less pigmented. I was just editing and I posted the day that I'm filming this, the Ellis Atlantis video that I posted. I'm going in with a slightly darker shade just in the crease. And we're gonna go really like bold and dark with the cut crease so that the red pops even more. So I want this to appear pretty dark. So these aren't as pigmented as the Blend Bunny eyeshadows, but I find that these are a little more blendable. I think these are more similar to something like a Viseart eyeshadow. Like that's kind of the vibe of their mattes. They're just really elegant. Like, I just think that Lethal has a really good matte eyeshadow formula. I also am more impressed with these shimmers than I was with, like, the Teresa palette. I think they've really stepped up the game since the last time I tried them. I don't know whenever they got really good at doing shimmers, but I also feel like at the time, it was kind of well known in, like, the indie space that the Lethal shimmers left something to be desired. But in this palette, I feel like the shimmers really good, and they have some textures that I really like personally. They have like these silvers in here that are really pretty. I'm not going to use the silvers on my eyes because I haven't used this red shimmer, so I'm excited to use the red shimmer on my eyes today. So that's the two shades blended together. As you can see, blendy. Worked out quite well. I'm going to go back into the lighter shade a little bit just to bring it back on the edges and have more of a blend, just even though it was still good. Now I'm going to go into the shade Doomsday, which I can't tell if it's like a brown or a black. I think it's just a really dark brown. I'm going to put that right here and smoke it out and also take it up into the crease just so we have something really dark to really define the cut crease. I find that when I do cut creases, I don't go dark enough on this part of the crease for it to like really pop. So I'm trying to make sure that doesn't happen today. We're really trusting the process. This is not how I really like usually do my eyeshadow. It's like normally I feel like the vision can be seen from the beginning, unless I'm doing some intense makeup playtime, which occasionally happens here on this channel. I'm just going back through with all 3 of the shades that I've used so far and really smudging and smoking. Guys, guys, honesty moment. I had a pack of cigarettes in my room and I deep cleaned my room the other day. I don't smoke a lot. I just smoke when I'm drunk, which is also not very often. So, it has been a long time, but they were sitting here and then I was just like, I'm never gonna smoke these. And I always forget to take them with me when I go drinking. Imagine that. Me romanticizing a cigarette. Don't smoke. Don't smoke. I really don't. Sometimes I feel like on here it comes off like, I'm like, honey, I need another pack of Misty Menthol 100s. That's not really what it's like. But I feel like that's the vibe I give off. Okay, so what I like to do in a cut crease, and this might not be everyone's gig. I know some people just cut it with concealer. Everyone has their own little methodology. But what I like to do, I got a little micellar water on one of these pointy Q-tips, which I use a lot in cleanup. And so I'm basically going to cut my crease above where my actual crease is, because I have a heavy brow bone and also I feel like my eyes are a little bit hooded. So when I relax my eyes, do you see like I cut it and I didn't cut far enough? So I'm going to go up a little bit more because I want that red shimmer to also pop above as well. And then basically I remove the micellar water, or what's remnants of it, with the other side of the Q-tip. And now I have a little bit of cut space. And then sometimes with the cut crease, I just like never know how much to remove or how far to go over. I'm gonna stop about there. That's normally what I like to do. And I think I'm gonna put the Tooth Fairy shade. That's gonna be most of the cut crease. And then to blend it into the black, I'm gonna use this, the shade Deborah. Is Deborah the sister? Didn't the sister die in one of the seasons? I don't know. Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert for a show I've never seen before. Me to you. Don't spoil 6 Feet Under. Also, me to you. Didn't she die? Okay, and then I'm gonna just go in with the NYX glitter primer. I did, in one of the times I've used this eyeshadow palette, I one time did go with no glitter primer, and oh no, I broke it. Fuck, that sucks. I did this. This is what happened. I like pressed too hard on the palette when I was squirting it out, and it lifted the side, and then it started coming out of the side. This will just make me switch over completely to the Pixie Epoxy, which is fine with me. And then I'm just gonna go right over all of that bare area of my lid with it. I do like to apply it with a brush with a cut crease. Most of the time with the NYX glitter primer, I just kind of apply it with my finger. But we need a little more precision for something like this. Oh, look at that. Get into that. Really gorge. Really gorge. I quite like this Deborah shade. I think it's really pretty. Sometimes when I do eye looks like this, I'm like, I really wish I wore false lashes because I feel like that would just like take it to another level. But I do want to use the shade Trinity. Whenever you get the palette, like if you were to buy this palette, it looks like it has like red blood splatter on it. Whenever you swipe your finger across it or swipe a brush across it, that red just kind of like goes away. But I think this would be a really gorge inner corner. Okay. I am going to put on Ash from Victoria Beckham and mascara. I just want to report before I move on too far. I used the Levitation lash from Ritual Defeat, and I actually like wiped as much excess off as I could from the brush, and I got these like really beautiful long lashes. I know it's really hard to tell whenever I have like dark eyeshadow on what happened, but they look really good, which might be the key to that mascara is like I need to like wipe it off as much as I can. I can't believe a fallen soldier in this video with the NYX glitter primer. I don't know that I finished this thought because I think the NYX broke whenever I was starting this thought. Their shimmer formula has a lot of fallout, at least the ones in this Dexter palette do. So you should use a glitter primer, and I would highly recommend if you buy shimmers from them to do your eyeshadow first. Unless you have like a different formula from them than these. But otherwise, I would not risk it for the biscuit if I were you. If I were in your shoes, I wouldn't do that. I'm going to clean up a bit of fallout I have with some tape. Doing red and black on my eyes just makes me feel like I'm Katya, Katarina, Petrovna, Zamolodchikova, but your dad just calls me Katya. Hashtag justice for Tati. The drag performer. Oh my god, not, I don't give a shit about Glam Life Guru. I've not seen K-pop Demon Hunters, and I probably will. But the song, the popular song, the song from that movie is trending on TikTok, and it's very catchy. Can't lie, it's very catchy. I just went to the testing drawer and grabbed some like random assortment of stuff. I brought some more of the Dexter stuff over, which I think will be like fun to play with. I'm gonna use this. This is the DANESSA MYRICKS Yummy Skin Primer. I got a sample of this with an order, so I'm going to use it up. I keep forgetting that I have it, and it's so little. It just rolls around one of my testing drawers, and every time I see it, I go, I should just use that because I'll finish it. And then I can put it in my empties. And it's so easy. It's so little. And I do use primer every time I do my makeup. Okay, so I don't know that this is going to match, so we might have to do a swatch test and go from there. So this is from Giorgio Armani. This was sent in friend mail a while ago from Danny, and I think this is discontinued, this formulation. So I know nothing about it. It looks like it might be a little yellow. Is it workable though? Yeah, I think that'll work. Basically, I'm just trying this foundation. It's been sitting in there, and I think just the fact that it was discontinued and I hadn't tried it was really just kind of preventing me from using it, like, on camera. So, we'll see. I also thought it would be much more off than that looks, because it does look really yellow in there. Put it on half of my face and see how it looks, see what the finish is. Why is that so pretty, though? Have I just been depriving myself of this beautiful foundation in my drawer? I wonder what Danny didn't like about it. Danny, let me know if you're in the chat. I'm interested, like, why this didn't vibe with you. I also know that Danny has, I think, even a larger makeup collection than I do. So I don't know if this was just decluttered because she didn't get to it. It was used, which is fine. I'm not complaining. I'm just, like, curious. This is so pretty. It has, like, a nice light coverage. I feel like it's, like, filtering my skin a little bit. Oh, that's so pretty. And it has like, I think it wants to have, it says it's lasting silk UV foundation. The back, oh, there was a sunscreen in it that expired a couple of years ago, but that doesn't bother me. Maybe this was an Asian exclusive. I know that Danny is someone who goes through the hullabaloo of ordering, well, I guess used to. I'm not really sure if she like would still do that, but she would go through the rigmarole of getting things from like Taobao and other things like that. I don't know how to do that. Foundation's really pretty. I don't know if the color is like dead on. I think it will work for me. But sometimes that Yummy Skin, like the couple times I've used it, I feel like it's made the stuff that I put on top of it look really luminous, although it's looking really glowy on the camera. I feel like in real life it's not looking as glowy. It's not looking matte. It just looks like a really beautiful skin finish. It also doesn't seem to want to build up at all, which is fine. I think that this would benefit from a thicker primer. That's like the only thing. I'll zoom you in, even though like I don't think that this foundation is like available to purchase. Like it has that beautiful glow. But I do think on the drier patches of my skin, which is like kind of always like the high points of my cheek, it's not looking like as good there. It looks like I just did my skincare. You know what it reminds me of? The Patrick Ta foundation. And I love that foundation. I don't really use it on camera anymore because of Patrick Ta. Well, I love that. Glad I pulled that out with you. What a treat. What a dream. Okay. I'm going to use the Victoria Beckham just under my eyes. This is in the shade FL1. I'll tell you the shade of this foundation just in case it is, or maybe you live in Korea and this is still available. I don't know anything about this. But this is the Lasting Silk UV foundation in the shade 2. But like, when you look at the back, it's all Korean. I'm gonna powder my under eyes with the Charlotte Tilbury just like really quick before we move on to do anything else. But unlike whenever I used the Blend Bunny stuff last week, I don't want to be super cool toned. I do think I want to put a bronzer on. Not a ton of bronzer, not anything super heavy or anything like that. Ooh, let's use a little bit of Divine Daylight from Phytosurgeons. Just pat it on this area of my face real quick. Give a little more glow. A little more blur. I like can't get over how great my relationship is with the Spectral Shine from Phytosurgeons now. Like, what a 180 from my original experience with it. But it's one of those things you just have to know what you're getting into. But I feel like until you have it in front of you, it's really hard to assess what you might use it for, if you have a use for it at all. We're gonna do the contour situation that I've been doing, Intuition on the cheeks, and then Omen throughout the facial hair area. As I'm contouring right now, I like actually really can't get over the way that this foundation made my skin look. Oh my goodness, it's so pretty. Just like really taking it in. Dang, that's a shame. That's a shame that it's just been sitting there for months and I just have been like, I'll get to you and I get to you, I get to you and I get to you. Okay, for bronzer, no worries, just the Trixie bronzer. By this point, she'll have had it, but I sent Cam, my beautiful sister Cam over at Clove Room. I sent her the darker shade of this, like the next darker shade. I hope she loves it. What if she hates it? What if I post this after she gets it and she's posted a whole video like, hautemess Tom has been lying to you all. The Trixie bronzer is actually terrible. No, it's not. It's not. It's a beautiful product. But this is in the shade Sunkissed. Oh, on this foundation too, which is like working out so well. Oh, baby. Oh, you know what I'm kind of giving right now? I think it's in Shrek. That like bartender lady. I don't know that, I can't think of what she actually does. But she's like a pretty, oh, I don't want to describe myself as looking masculine, but that like masculine look, the masculine face structured woman in Shrek. I feel like that's like what I'm giving right now. Look at this. The baby bangs are like, actually, we're not going to stay there for you. That was scary. Who was scared? I was scared. Okay. I actually have a new product that was sent to me in PR. Trixie Cosmetics launched some new blush shades and they sent all of them over, including the old ones. So I did get a duplicate of Baby. I'm just putting that in a box to donate or give to a friend. Untouched, but they sent me all of them. I'm not going to swatch all of them in this video, but there's a couple that I think would be good. There's a red, like a strawberry red one that I think is so pretty. This is Angel. Really pretty. I will also say the old shades are much more nuanced in person than they looked online. This is my favorite shade, Honey. I might put this on. I've been dying to put this on. I haven't put it on my face yet. I got them yesterday. So I'm just going to set that one to the side because I think it's a contender. But I really think I should use the red one. This is the shade Puddin', also a contender. It's like this beautiful dark brown. This shade is Pumpkin. Very pretty. It's probably not going to be for me, but like very pretty. A very yellow orange, which you don't often see. There's Baby. You can tell because it's so used. Siren is the one I think I want to use. Although, I guess Pumpkin would work too, but I might just end up using one of the neutral ones. This is the shade Dollface. I will say in the swatches, Dollface and Baby didn't look too far off each other. This one was just a little bit less purple than Baby is. And the shade Sweetie, which this ends up looking a little more coral. I feel like let's go for Siren. I don't wear a lot of like red blush like this, so let's do it. I pulled all my hair out just to put it behind my ear. I'm just gonna take it on a brush. So I feel like with Baby I have a lot of control, but that's like closer to my skin tone. You know, it's like for my skin tone. Whoop, that's a lot. I'm gonna take what's left on my foundation brush and go over that real quick. Just to calm it down. Okay, so this is much more pigmented than Baby, but this is also, I think, designed with a skin tone that's not mine in mind. I'm gonna try to slowly build it on this side. But I'm still gonna take the foundation. That's really pretty. It is like blending out a little more pink on the skin than staying like a true red. But I think, if I'm remembering correctly, they described, I already threw away like the pamphlet. I think they described this shade as like a strawberry red, and I do feel like it's giving strawberry red. Okay, and then for highlighter, this is also from the Dexter collection. This is the Luminol highlighter. Now I've had this on camera before, but I don't think I applied it on camera. I'm just gonna apply this with my fingers. This is a highlight not for the faint of heart, because it is doing that, and it's sparkly. Very pretty though, look at it. Gorge. Not my favorite kind of highlighter. It's not that I don't want fun cosmetics to still be made, right? You know when things are not for you. However, I do like the way this wears. I just wish it like sets down, but I still feel like the sparkle transfers more than I want to. Like, I don't think that there's any like goop transferring. It's just like, I don't know. I really would like to use this all over my body, but I originally, like, using shimmers all over your body means, like, you might get, I'm gonna have to wash my hands. I'll be right back. It's like, when it transfers, it's just like, it feels like not worth it anymore. Maybe I will try applying this with a brush. Why not? I'm just gonna use, like, a fluffy eyeshadow brush. Mostly because I just washed my hands and I don't want to have to, like, have glitter all over them. Like, so for some of you, this is gonna be, like, the moment. Like, maybe for me it's the moment. You know, I tried Kaleidos stuff a couple of years ago. It was a self-sponsored review. The brand didn't send me any of it. And I only am, like, really specifying that is, like, a lot of people, my peers, will get Kaleidos PR, and I'm not saying that they're biased or anything. Anyway, they have like the space age highlighters. This reminds me a little bit of something like that. Oh, whoa. Okay, that's so pretty. That's so cool. This is just like, if it, in my makeup collection, this would feel like such a novelty. Like, it is so cool. Also, applying it with the eyeshadow brush really felt like the way to go. I'm gonna powder with the About Face powder. I'm not gonna go over the highlighter. But, okay, so, like, I guess whenever I powder my face, like, I just always avoid the high points of my cheeks. Like, because that's normally where a highlighter goes, and I normally, I'm wearing cream. And then while we're here, I'm gonna use a little Fix Plus. I figure we could just keep using, like, stuff from the Lethal collection. I've mentioned this passively before. They released lip oils with this collection. I love these lip oils. Like, look at that. I have a bunch of like nourishing lip products that I have partially open. And if you know me, you know, well, you might not know this because it doesn't come up a ton, but I have had many trials and tribulations. Wow, my hair feels really long today. I don't love a lot of the lip oils I've tried, but I really like these ones. I guess these perform the way I feel like when I hear the word lip oil. It's like a nice, thin, nourishing lip product. And I do feel like it has pretty good longevity. You might be able to see that these have some glitter particles in them. I can't feel them on my lips. And like most of all, I don't see them on my lips whenever I wear them. So I'm going to actually use one of their lip stains that came in this collection. So this is the lip stain in Dark Passenger. And I've tried this a couple of times and I kind of like it. And I know I just talked about those Trixie ones not that long ago and I didn't love them. This formula feels easier to control for me and I feel like it applies a little more evenly, but let me put it on and decide again because I don't really remember. I think because this formula is really thin and the Trixie formula is a little bit thicker, I think that's like the key thing for me, I guess, as I'm learning in lip stains, is I don't want it to be really thick and sit on my lips for a really long time, because I think that's whenever they get into trouble. I have a lot of like dead skin on the center of my lips, but I feel like where there's not dead skin, it looks really even. And like, I think that's like the most I can ask for from a lip stain. And I don't even think it looks as bad as some lip stains do when your lips aren't in good shape. But I'm going to take the time to actually apply this over top. This is the lip oil in M99. I'm going to zoom in. Let's do Sparkle Cam. This Dexter palette, I think, is a lot of fun. I do think in the grand scheme of things, it's not a palette that I'm going to get like a ton of use out of, only because of the color story. I don't wear like these orangey reds a lot. If it were like just this part of the palette, I would be very interested in keeping it and using it a ton. However, it's just like not the reality of the situation. There's like reds over here that I would definitely ignore, but here's what I will say. Their mattes are as gorgeous as ever, so easy to use, very beginner friendly. So I like really think that the mattes are worth seeking out, and I think that the shimmer formulas that they have are updated and nice. Not my favorite shimmer formula, but also not bad, really great. I think it has some sparkle impact. It looks really gorgeous on the eyes. It's really good. And then the highlighter, just a little bit of sparkle transfer on my middle finger. Gorgeous though, really pretty. Something every time I put it on, I'm like, do I want to keep you? That's kind of how I feel about it. The lip oils I really think are great from Lethal. I hope they make more in the future, different colors, but I am concerned because I would love for this shade to be permanent. So maybe after the Dexter collab is over, Lethal, come out with this, name it something different, I'd be totally into it. Neither one of these really does anything to the lips color-wise. They're just mostly a sheen. The orange one slightly orangifies my lips, and the black one slightly does. It's not like something I would consider to be comparable to like the Ritual Defy black lip oil. It's like not like that. It's like very, very light, very sheer. Of the lip stains I have tried, which I will say is not many, I do like the Lethal one, but I wouldn't spend money on a lip stain. And that's just who I am. And that might not be you, but of the ones I've tried, I like this one the most. I feel like it is the most easy for me to control. But before you start typing in recommendations for lip stains, I'm not going to buy them. I'm not interested in them. It's just not a product category I'm super interested in. Happy to try them when they come my way. Very disinterested in them overall. And two more things I want to discuss with you. This made my foundation look impeccable. Although I think you can see the difference in undertone from my concealer to it in some angles. Maybe in person. I'm not really seeing it in the viewfinder, but like You can definitely see the difference in undertones of what I usually wear. So the undertone's like a little bit off, but it's so pretty. It's so pretty. I really liked that. And then the Siren blush shade from Trixie, really pretty. I don't think it's a shade that I will be keeping or I'm very interested in using. I was wondering if I put it on, I might feel differently about it, but it's pretty. It worked. I'll probably use it a couple more times, but probably not long for my collection. Probably won't make it into the collection drawer. But there's some other shades in there that I'm really excited to play with. But I figured since I was already using reds and kind of going, I'm not that I'm uncomfortable wearing red eyeshadow, going out of my comfort zone a little bit, I figured it would be fun to throw on today, especially with like the contrast of the blue highlighter on top of it. I think it looks really pretty. And that's it, my friends. Thank you so much for watching. What did you put on your face today if you did your makeup with me? I'm very curious. And did you buy the Dexter collab? Curious to hear your thoughts. When was the last time you bought from Lethal? Have you tried anything from Lethal? Let me know in the comments down below. Make sure you check out the pinned comment to support people directly in Gaza. I'm on Patreon and I have channel memberships. I do an additional video over there every single month. If you want to join, please do. If not, no worries. I'm just happy that you are here. And that's it. Remember to follow your hope and you'll find me. And I'll see you in a video very soon. Go forth. It's out.